county. And the two actions will be seeker. We took a close look at the full seeker that was done by the town of Glenville, and we concurred with it that it's no significant effect on the environment. And then the authorization of the Metroplex participation.
So we're happy to move this forward. We have a public hearing, ready to take final action. I need a motion on the seeker. Bob, thank you from Glenville, second by Karen. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Need a motion to adopt the general project plan. Bob, thank you. Second by Karen. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Again, just a point of reference, one of the things that the GE Vernova people are talking about, P1 as a tier 1 supplier to them, is they're in an energy super cycle now. The energy powered electricity market is growing so quickly that they've identified, and it seems to be a sustained thing. They're looking out, their order book is strong out years and years now. If you want to buy a new gas turbine today, get in line. So it's we're seeing very positive impact on GE, as their CEO Scott Strazik describes it as an energy super cycle, and that is having positive impacts around our economy as the company, and their goals again are to decarbonize and electrify the world, which is just a tremendous mission that they're on. So it's positive impacts in this community, downtown, and we continue to see growth in their sub suppliers. Again, we brought 4 of their suppliers to town from out of the county in the last year or so, and then we have companies like P1 that have just grown steadily. So we're really happy to move this forward tonight. So thank you for your support. Next, we go over to Rotterdam to Building 14. As David summarized.
We have a long history of Building 14. Even before I was here, I think we owned it for a short period of time. It was a state-owned facility at the Rotterdam Corporate Park. And Ray, I think you made mention of some of the GE suppliers. One of them, Jupiter Bach, is over in the same building, Building 14. So we're calling for a public hearing tonight because our involvement will exceed the statutory threshold of $500,000 for the Gold Corporation. They're looking to make a continued investment in the Rotterdam Corporate Park, 42,000 square foot lease. So that they can establish a commissary kitchen. The Gold Corporation, of course, is through their brands, the Market 32 and Price Chopper stores. They like to develop this commissary kitchen to prepare their fresh baked goods, to do all the prepackaged food, and then they're also going to use it as a test kitchen to try out some new things to bring to the local grocery stores we all enjoy. So again, we'll be calling for a public hearing so that we can provide a sales tax exemption. The Gillespie Group, through one of their affiliated entities, owns the space. The investment is approximately $12 million. So nice investment to fit up that space. Anything else?
Just, yeah, it's a 20-year lease on one of the bays at Building 14, 42,000 square feet, 100 new jobs, $12 million investment. They looked, multiple counties, multiple communities. In the end, the Gillespie team and Rotterdam acted very quickly on the approvals. We thank the town, and this is a very modest commitment on our part with the sales tax and the mortgage property tax exemption to leverage a $12 million expansion, 100 new jobs, and to support this project in Rotterdam. As David said, this is the old State Bakery building, and we're able to negotiate an agreement when the State Bakery shut down to purchase the building and sell it to the Gillespie Group, get it back on the tax rolls. It's really been a successful opportunity for Metroplex. We have a number of companies in there, including Jupiter Bach, who came here from Florida to support GE. The paint recycling company is there, the NCAP. They're a great company. So we've had some great success there, and good example of our work to take, what was a non-tax paying building, put it back on the tax rolls, get it back into the hands of the private sector, and we're happy to move this forward tonight. We need a motion in a second. Karen, seconded by Bob. Further discussion?
How many, just a quick question, how many buildings they're all full now, right? I don't think there's anything that's vacant in that.
The good background, the Rotterdam Corporate Park has over almost 4 million square feet of space.
Yeah.
Which just really makes it one of the biggest business parks in the Northeastern United States. And as you said, it's really bustling.
Yeah.
There's There's not a lot of empty space at all. There's very
I
little
didn't think
vacancy.
there was anything.
Yeah, no, this bay opened up. and,
Okay.
We're quickly filling it.
Okay.
CDDI just leased building 17 out there, as you know. That was
Yeah.
a 200,000 square foot building. FedEx, two different parts of FedEx are in the facility. Home Depot is out there. You've got a really vibrant mix of tenants.
Velocity has their freezer, the Gold has their freezer distribution.
Right
center.
there already, which is a major facility. We have a company that works closely with Adirondack Beverages and handles the logistics for a bunch of the Adirondack beverage products. No, it's a really business, very successful park. And the town is always supportive of development there. It was years ago, it was an Army depot, so it was a great example of military base reuse, and we're pleased to move this one forward. So thanks for pointing that out. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll be setting the date for the public hearing and then bring this back for further consideration at our next meeting in July. Next, we come back to our friends at MySci in Schenectady, the Museum of Science and Innovation, or Innovation and Science, excuse me, and we'll ask David.
Yeah, I know, so Brad's going to recuse himself from this because of his role on the board. We've had a lot of really good news from MySci recently. One being the improvements that they've made to the planetarium, which had gotten dated, needed to be refreshed. I know Ray in this office worked hard to bring in the Mesoamerica show, which has just proved to be a tremendous success with over 10,000 tickets sold. That attraction will come to an end, and we need to figure out a way to bring more people to use this really unique space. And I think that MySci has a pretty good plan here. They want to install a new laser system. So it's a laser projection system. It's a cost of $57,000, just under $58,000. What this will allow them to do is to bring in some of the new shows that are accompanying music acts. So there's one I was watching online today about Taylor Swift. I think that a lot of people are going to want to go to that. Classic rock, Billie Eilish. I'm now
Eilish.
There you go. She's cool. I'll talk about Kids Bop and the stuff I have to listen to, but a lot of great shows. And this board has been very supportive of MySci continuing to grow. And this is all supportive of the, over $10 million enhancement that they're looking to move forward. That was in large part due to the county and Angelo Santa Barbara getting that New York State fund. So our support would be a grant not to exceed $58,000 so that they could put in this new equipment and bring more people to MySci in downtown Schenectady.
I'm going to abstain.
Yeah, on the board. We need a motion.
I'll make them.
Sharon, second by Karen. Again, we want to thank Assemblyman in Santa Barbara who worked closely with the county to figure out a game plan for MySci, obtain $10 million in state funding with the governor's support of the Senate and Assembly leadership. We're going down a path now to really make it a state-of-the-art facility. At the same time, we made a very modest investment of just under $100,000 to revamp the planetarium, new seating, new headrests. That allowed us to bring in the Mesoamerica show. As David said, we had 10,000 people come to Mesoamerica. It's a 60-seat planetarium. So that's a lot of sold-out shows. And these are a lot of them were first-time visitors to MySci. That show is winding down, although it's still selling tickets. We'll likely get a replacement show from the same company who did that immersive show. But what we looked at, looking at planetariums around the country, was this is the next big thing. Laser technology, music shows, technology. Some of the laser technology was actually developed at GE in Niskayuna. So this is something that we really believe will continue to bring people to downtown Schenectady. One of the things the museum's talking about doing is they'll have a Taylor Swift show at the planetarium and then have a Taylor Swift, what do they call it? Not an impersonator, but
Swiftie night.
some kind of, a person who
Looks like
tribute band.
tribute. Thank you.
Yes.
Because perform at Proctor's, for example.
Yeah.
And have 2 or 3 things play off of each other. MySci is also working with the Armory, Proctor's, and Bowtie right now, or Movie Land, to a new film festival that's coming up in a couple of weeks. So the same kind of thing where they could do programming at the planetarium and have counter programming, supportive programming at the Proctor's Complex or someplace else downtown. So we're happy to move this forward. The museum is under great leadership of Chris Hunter, the board. We really seem to be moving in the right direction. So we got a motion second, happy to answer any other questions. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next up, a project we've been wanting to do for a long time, and it's getting done. It's
It's
done.
done, it's paid, it's striped, and thanks to Tonya and obviously the team at the city to move this very fast. So tomorrow is the inaugural Bands on Broadway event. The county is providing their stage. It's a city-sponsored event. They'll be shutting off Broadway from Union Street to Liberty, and then putting a stage for bands to perform Thursday nights. It's a popular idea. I know in Buffalo they had events like this in other places. Obviously in Albany they did a live at 5. But this idea of doing more events downtown really came out of our reaching out to the downtown restaurants and local businesses, and they're thrilled about it. And this is something that the Broadway businesses put forward, and the mayor and the city stepped up and said it's time to repave and reinvigorate the city hall parking lot, which we have one of the lots that is owned by Metroplex. It was the former Sons of Liberty building at 423 Liberty Street. We also lease 2 additional parcels there. So we have control of a portion of the lot. The city worked with Caneland Industries to come up with a quote to repave it, mill, pave, and stripe. They're asking for us to contribute to the project, which I think we're very happy to do. We are instituting a new striping plan to get a few more spaces there that we worked with on MJ Engineering. And the lot will be ready for tomorrow's show. So nice investment. We're looking to have project funding allocated for up to $75,000. This will allow us to do our portion of the paving. We'll also do a little bit, improvements to the landscaping, put some more signage up, do the things that we need to do to bring it up to our standard. The parking infrastructure is very important downtown. We take great pride in it, and this will now start meeting our standards.
A motion on this, Sharon?
Yes.
This is wonderful.
Yeah, no, this is something that Jamie used to bug the city about for a long time and wanted this lot paved, needed it. Mayor McCarthy's jumped in, taking a leadership position. Let's get it done. Let's get it done before Bands on Broadway, and we met schedule. Given the weather, that's something of a minor miracle.
That's amazing. I think it's great.
I went out there and they worked hard last week.
Oh,
and
this is
the 2
wonderful.
days without rain we had. And then the striping was supposed to happen on Monday. We kept the lot closed and they did it today.
Wonderful.
Thank you. And it's a bargain for us, 75,000. We thought this was going to cost us a lot more.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Stay downtown and talk more about arts and placemaking. This is something that's very popular now in economic development, and it's really, we've done a lot of great work in this area and want to continue our efforts.
Yeah, and we have a great team here that is really looking throughout the country at the best placemaking ideas, how to make the downtown experience more interesting. And this tenure of this organization has done that in different ways, from original alley arches to just making the place clean and neat. I think we've taken it to another level with some of the improvements on J Street recently that was funded by the DRI, the kite statues over, and we've heard really good feedback at the roundabout, bringing some interest and color. So we like to keep doing it, and we have a good team to do that. So what we're proposing is to develop a fund. So we have some funding set aside of $95,000. We've done this in the past for the downtown fix up. This fund can also be used to help fix some things when we need to, improve light poles or do things in partnership with the city. It will allow us to move forward with some more of these projects. One in particular that we've been working on is the Amtrak parking lot. The long wall, it often has graffiti on it. What we find is if we have attractive public art that's supported by the community, we tend to see less graffiti and people just enjoying the experience. So, on the last page, you'll see a few pictures of just some of the most recent improvements. If you haven't been over to the Schenectady Trading Company, that's all the way to your left. That's the middle murals on the costumer. Kristen and Ray have been working very hard on this utility box mural. And then, of course, the kite sculptures on the next page. Danielle just did a tremendous job. I actually got hands dirty planting some of these flowers. We're a full service shop here at Metroplex. We've just had rave reviews about people experiencing J Street, loving supporting the businesses and just enjoying what we've done. So we'll keep doing that. We looked at this for seeker purposes. We see this as unlisted action. A lot of this would fall under type 2, just repair of certain structures. But this will keep the momentum going, and appreciate your support.
So I need a motion on the seeker resolution. Doc, second by Karen. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And on the motion to accept the general project plan, need a motion, Karen, second by Doc. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I just want to thank the team. J Street looks amazing.
Yeah, it does.
Really.
Just crushed it there, and also did a spectacular job of keeping the businesses along the J Street Marketplace informed with weekly updates, so everyone knew what was going on. Just like she crushed it up at the Co-op Plaza in Mosquito, which looks phenomenal. Kristen has done a phenomenal job with these murals, which years ago I was opposed to, and I've come around completely and apologize for not being a mural person early on in my tenure, but we get great reviews. We actually, and we want to do more. The utility box is just a simple thing, but you see those around
It's cool
town.
though. It looks cool.
To have at very low cost to have these boxes painted with by local artists who then feel like the community is supporting them. And how many are we doing now? We have how many out? 19 that are underway right now.
Yep, and we received almost 40 submissions when we put out a call for artists to participate.
Incredible. So all of these things are happening. The J Square project, Stock has played out with his band. We've got great reviews on that. So we just want to be able to continue to do more. And we appreciate the board's support for these two resolutions. Next, we talk about J Square, a building very close to J Square, 420, two buildings, 427 and 429 Liberty. I asked David to jump in.
Yeah, no, I think Karen speaks truth to it finally. So these are two multi-family commercial buildings, both approximately 3,000 square feet. They're very tired and worn. It's right next to Terra Kitchen, and we're talking about people enjoying downtown and coming here and bringing their families. And we asked the police department to just take a look at what's happened in the past 5 years in these properties. And there were over 237 calls on these two properties of just, terrible behavior was going on. And that's just not what we can have in the center of our downtown as people come to the farmers market or support our local businesses. And, we've always taken an active role in identifying, the eyesores, the properties that are not being managed appropriately, and doing what we need to do to get it to a future better purpose. So what we'd like to do here is allocate $350,000 to purchase both properties. An additional $50,000 we set aside for closing costs, insurance, securing the properties. And that will allow us to have local control and really then come up with a plan to see if these properties have a better use. I know Scott and Ray have been working very hard to come up with that approach, and we'll be coming back to the board at a future time. But what we can do is make sure that the issues that we're having there are resolved, that, we find we continue to support, we're going up to Mount Pleasant later this weekend, later this week for the ribbon cutting of the Mosaic Apartments. We want to have good quality housing for people who need housing. Properties that are not being properly managed, we'd like to see them out of our downtown and places where people want to visit. So two actions. One, we did the environmental review on this, unlisted action, no significant impact in the environment for us to purchase the properties. And then the second authorization is to acquire the real property.
I thank Scott for all his help on this. We've really chased this. We hope to be able to sign the purchase contract to a buyer who would basically pay us $350,000 back. And then we probably provide some help in fixing the facade and bringing these buildings back. We'll come back to you and keep you updated about that. But as David said, we can't keep putting our firemen and our EMS people and our fire women and staff and police women and men in harm's way with these terrible landlords these unsafe buildings. They were there on almost a weekly basis. And can you imagine a property on your street where the police are there dealing with a serious issue every single week? And we're cracking down on these properties right now. We have another one that we put under contract on Edison Avenue with the help of the city IDA,
Mhm.
and we're pursuing that. And we have another one in a minute that we're going to get to on Eastern Avenue. So we just can't keep doing this. It's not just appearance and rundown conditions. It's public safety. It's putting the police don't know what they're going to find when they arrive at these buildings. It's just I can't imagine. So
Scary.
it is scary. So I really want to thank Scott and ask the board to support this and make this property make these two properties something we can be proud of downtown. So the first resolution, we need a motion, please, on the seeker, Sharon, second by Karen. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, to actually acquire the property.
Go
Need a
for
motion?
it.
Thank you, Sharon. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thanks. Similar project next up on Eastern Parkway. David, jump.
Yeah, this is right next to the city IDA owned former Fireside Restaurant, which has been stabilized, is being taken care of as we, plan on a future positive reuse of that facility. While being up in that area and seeing what is going on, we just identified this property, which is owned by an out-of-town landlord, as being a real blighting influence on the community. Bad activity, holes in the roof. The code department kept going up there, citing them, and nothing was being fixed. Again, Scott and Ray, went up there, worked very, very hard to identify the out-of-town landlord. That's not always easy, and came up with what we feel is a fair deal to have Metroplex acquire the property, and again, take action to stabilize it and find a better use for it. So we are looking for two things. One, the secret resolution, which again, no significant impact on the environment. Be positive to deal with the blighting influence on the community. And two, Metroplex participation to acquire the property, $225,000. We're putting aside additional $35,000 so that we can stabilize the property. Anything else?
No, I just want to thank Scott again. This woman owns property from New Jersey. I don't know if she's ever been here. Finally had to respond to some code violations where the city basically scheduled a court date for her. So she got to visit Schenectady one way or the other. Just disgraceful. Just, don't pay attention. Again, God forbid there's a fire and burns down the whole block. Across from Market 32, which is just critical in the city to have a grocery store like that. Very important corridor, kind of the gateway to Upper Union Street, that part of Eastern. Drive by it every day, and it is not easy chasing these people down. We talked to this woman's brother. You literally have to call these people 20, 30, 40 times, call them 2 or 3 times a week. Scott's very good at doing that. And finally saying, you're in a palatial home in New Jersey, but I'm driving by this horrible property that's putting our police, fire, and community in danger. But you're having a great lifestyle down in New Jersey. Things are wonderful for you. But we're suffering because of the blighted property that you own that you've never taken care of. And we need to make amends here and do something. And we do have the power of condemnation, but in this case, we're able to negotiate a fair price and try to move on and put this behind us. It's just a critical, high visibility location. Adds to the momentum we're trying to build on Eastern Avenue, Eastern Parkway. So really want to thank Scott. It's another tough one. These are not easy projects to get into the boat and bring to you. And it takes, we have literally hundreds of hours into this thing.
Nikki's done a tremendous job with the horses, and obviously we're working on the fireside with him, and just the horses has become my kid's favorite place to go to.
Yeah.
Which
If
is,
you haven't been, you got to go.
Yeah,
and they put the landscaping.
they put the
It
landscaping
looks
in the
fantastic.
parking lot. So
Corner of Eastern and McClellan. There's new landscaping around the parking lot. We improved. Looks fantastic. I mean, it makes a major difference. So again, St. Clair's getting done. The horses gotten done. Got to get Fireside done. This is property. it looks like it has a shared wall, doesn't it? It's right
Yeah,
next to it.
I was gonna say, anybody driving by would think it was the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that you've got this building because it'll make a huge
The great
impact on that block.
Schenectady, Sharon Capolo was the planning board chair for years, lives a couple of blocks from here.
She does.
It's horrible for her to have to go look at this every day. You have these zombie properties that are neglected. It really hurts your quality of life. So again, thank you to the team for moving this forward, and need a motion on seeker resolution, please.
So moved.
Yeah. Second by Sharon. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
They opposed, and do a job to actually acquire the property, move forward. And second by Sharon. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No one from the public here, so we'll close public comment. Any comment from the board on any matters?
So I want to thank you because you have hit every single property that I know of that I drive by. And I am so happy that this is going to be in a better state because it's fantastic. So I know there's others out there, but I drive up and down Eastern Parkway and Eastern Avenue every single day. And it's a shame when you drive by some of these
Elmer
properties.
School is wrapping up.
Yeah, Elmer's looks
Okay.
great. I don't know, when
Thank you.
are they gonna be done?
Later in the summer. We're gonna have
Yeah.
a grand opening. So we are having the Mosaic, the Crane Street, the $27 million investment. We're thankful to the governor and state HCR and to Land Bank and to our team for putting that together. If you're around Friday, 11:30, there's going to be a ribbon cutting. And our next board meeting is scheduled for July 9th. We will not meet in August. We do want to have a short meeting on the 9th, just to wrap up a couple of items, and especially this building 14 expansion, 12 million, 100 new jobs, and probably a couple of other items. We do want to have David welcome our new intern, our summer intern.
Yes, Summer Bear. He's a Niskayuna High School graduate, studying at Vanderbilt right now. He joined our team on Monday. Very happy to have him. And we're also finishing up with our intern Amari, who is a student at Schenectady High School. This Friday, he will go with us to the ribbon cutting of the Mosaic Apartments. He's excited about that. So, I appreciate the team. I mean, Tony has just done so much here with operations, finance, and we're bringing in new folks, and everyone's been very supportive of the learning environment.
Goes to Vanderbilt, as you said, and
Yeah.
I felt like this big today, as far as he seems like a really smart person. He's going to be running the place in a few years. But very dedicated to Schenectady and this High project, and we're very happy to have you. Thank you for joining the team. Appreciate it. Awesome. Okay. If there's nothing else, thank you for all coming out, and we got through it. We're at just about a half hour, so we're right on schedule. If somebody wants to make a motion to adjourn, we can enjoy the evening.
I'll move it forward.
Aaron, second by Sharon. Thank you. Have a great evening. See you on July 9th, and we'll keep you posted in the meantime.